What? Reen has attained a new state of mind. He is now ready to use a new craft, spirit unification, when the time comes.
Are you alright?
Okay, Reen. I'm gonna go ask them what the hell they put inside of that tea. They chained up Valimar. That's kind of disrespectful, not gonna lie. But I guess it's for good measure, so he can't frickin' call up Valimar in the middle of their conversation.
So this is what Duke Cayenne looks like from up close.
You met him in Legram.
It's hard to believe that I've ended up in the same room as the leader of the Noble Alliance.
You already met him in Legram. I mean, you didn't really introduce yourself to him, but you saw him.
Although, I guess we did meet back in Legram before the war broke out.
Exactly.
Reen Schwarzer. Truth be told, we don't want this war to drag on any more than you do.
Really?
Are you sure about that?
We only acted as we did due in part to our dearly departed Chancellor's behavior being far too unreasonable to justify turning a blind eye.
Dearly departed. You couldn't wait to get rid of him.
He garnered the trust of His Majesty, and in turn misused that trust. He flagrantly disregarded this nation's beloved culture and traditions, treating Erebonia as if it were his own personal property. Surely you too noticed this.
Well,
I mean, now that you mention it, he is kinda sus.
I can't say I disagree.
Exactly.
We did hear story after story during our field studies about how aggressive his policies were.
Like, he's not completely innocent in this either. He's gonna be a villain. He's gonna be a major villain. I'm calling it now. They're just slowly building him up, but he's gonna be like...
About the way he didn't care how many enemies he made as a result, creating terrorist groups like the Imperial Liberation Front.
He's gonna be like the Madara of Trails. They're just gonna give him a really, 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 really slow build-up, and then just boom.
But as I said, the cause of our nation's ills is now gone. Now, all that remains is to turn back the hands of time just a touch, and the good old days of the Empire will be upon us once more. The key to this bright future lies in putting aside our differences and joining hands. Am I wrong?
I'm afraid that yes, you are. Do you honestly believe that people can so easily put aside their differences after all the Alliance has done?
Yeah, you just replaced one problem with another, to be fair.
You occupied Heimdall and effectively took every one of its citizens hostage, imprisoned the Imperial family.
Like, even if he succeeds, there's gonna be another Osborn-esque figure that rises up and is gonna be like, you know what? I remember what you did to frickin' my family because they didn't agree with the Noble Alliance or some shit like that, and whatever.
And let's not forget how you're now in league with the enemy nation responsible for the destruction of Gorelia Fortress.
And you're working with Ouroboros, that too. And just literal straight-up terrorists. Hey, I'm right here, you know.
After all that, the Imperial Army would never bow their heads to the likes of you, even if the rest of the population did.
Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to bring him on the ship. He seems pretty pissed. It's fine. If he gets too loud and rowdy, I can take him. It took his whole team to take me down back in the last game, so if it's 1-to-1, you know.
My word, I'm afraid there's been a terrible misunderstanding. The Imperial family is simply under our loving protection. They certainly haven't been imprisoned.
And what do the soldats do if they step outside? They just, pick them up by the back of their shirts and put them back inside of the palace. You know, like Barbie dolls.
But that does bring me to exactly why I want you to help us.
It does?
The Azure Knight is already on our side. But if we had your Ashen Knight as well...
Yeah, obviously, he just wants the other Divine Knight.
That would mean we'd have two of the great knights of Erebonian legend to put into play. Couple them with our panzer soldats, and the Imperial Army's armored divisions would cower before us. You may not find us winning the war ideal, but this union benefits everyone more than carrying on until our inevitable victory,
But see, he's assuming that he's gonna win. He's so sure of himself that his priority isn't winning, it's speeding up the process of winning. He's like, man, I'm winning a little too slow for my liking.
I don't think it's that simple.
I beg to differ. The presence of soldats units on a battlefield makes a tremendous difference.
It really does. Those things beat the fuck out of my endgame level team at the end of the last game.
What they may lack in firepower and armor compared to tanks, they make up for in mobility and versatility.
And, you know, they're fucking mechs. Never fuck with mechs in an anime. Or anime-styled game in this case.
But more important than even those factors is the psychological impact they have on our opponents.
Well...
Why? 'Cause they're tall?
We're only human. As such, we are as captivated as we are terrified of giant beings bearing human form.
Okay, I was right, it's 'cause they're tall. It's 'cause they're tall.
And if that holds true even for mass-produced soldats made with modern technology, it will be all the more true for the divine knights of legend you and Crow possess.
Can't argue with that logic.
Come on, Reen. I mean, we could be friends again. That's gotta be a plus, right? I don't really want to fight you. I just do it out of necessity. I beat you because I love you. You are not making me feel any more comfortable here, bro.
I will say it once more. Gileath Osborne is dead.
Are you sure about that?
And with his death, all that's left to be done is end this ridiculous war and return order to the Empire. Only then will everything be as it should. That includes both your pleasant academy life and the peaceful days of darling Elise and her friend the princess.
You do want to see your stepsister again, don't you? Then again, she does kind of have her own set of plot armor, considering this is a Falcom game, and, you know, family is usually preserved for the sake of, well, you know, shipping.
Are you trying to...
Whatever you ultimately decide, their safety is guaranteed. I would ask that you promise him this, if nothing else, Your Grace.
Rufus is like, okay, you don't gotta manipulate him like that. Like, we weren't gonna kill them just because he doesn't decide to join us.
But of course, I'm not a monster.
I can't be a monster. I'm anti-Osborne. Master Reed. Look at it this way. If you join the Noble Alliance, you'll get cookies, and glazed ham, and mashed potatoes. I already have those things back home. But are they Noble approved? Yeah, my family is literally nobles, so yes they are. Oh. Well, oh, just come with us, you fucking... God, you are so difficult.
If I join them, I could reduce the number of victims, be friends with Crow again, free Elise and Princess Elfin.
If you become Crow's friend, you lose Claire. Claire is gonna hate you for that, for sure.
Keep racking your brain like that and smoke will start coming out of your ears.
Oh, he even brought lunch.
What do you want?
Hey now, no need to give me that look. I figured I was gonna find you busy thinking everything over like your life depended on it.
It kinda does.
And what do you know? I was right.
How about you mind your own damn business?
Come on, Reen, you gotta be more like me. You just gotta sorta, you know, loosen up a bit. It ain't that serious. That's easy for you to say. It was literally your life goal to fucking kill Osborne and he's dead. Of course you're happy as hell.
Don't you have better things to do with your time? I figured the glorious Azure Chevalier would be far too busy with the war to be hanging out around here.
It's tough being popular. If you joined us, I could get away with doing half the work I am now.
What's weird is he's still kind of the same Crow. That is definitely a very Crow thing for him to say.
So come on, stop freaking out about it so much and make a choice.
This isn't something I can just decide by flipping a coin, Crow.
Technically you could. How about I swindle you out of another 50 Mira?
Besides, it'd probably be an easier choice if not for a certain someone. What's that in your hand, anyway?
Probably lunch. Got you some food.
Grub, of course. Kinda early, but I brought you your lunch. Mind if I join you?
Burgers and
Burgers,
fries.
fries and onion rings, huh?
Yeah. Although, it looks a little more like a fish fillet sandwich than a hamburger.
I was expecting something more fancy like I had last night.
Oh, that kind of food more your thing? Okay then, give me a minute while I go ask the chef to whip something up.
No, this is fine. The burger looks delicious.
Cool. Alright, dig in.
This tastes kinda different from a normal burger. Oh, no wonder. It's got whitefish in it.
Ah, shit, I was right! It is a fish fillet sandwich. I knew it wasn't just those frickin' PS Vita era polygons.
Yeah, they're called fish burgers. Pretty good, right?
Yeah, the tartar sauce makes for an unusual extra flavoring too. Oh. This tastes amazing. I like this way more than the food I had last night, to be honest.
Well, glad to hear it. Guess it was worth putting my cooking skills to the test after all.
Oh, you made this shit? Oh, never mind, it's horrible.
Wait, you made this?
Was my first time cooking in a while, too. Sharon could probably do better, though.
She would have been a huge help. For both cooking and for fighting.
But I wanted to give it a shot anyway. This stuff was like soul food back in Jirai where I grew up.
Oh.
You know, we never did get to hear much about Jirai. Like, we know that it was kind of, you know, it was destroyed during one of Osborn's reforms and Crow got screwed over because of it, but we never, like, got the details. We just heard it mentioned.
To think, all the time we spent searching for the leader of the Imperial Liberation Front, and he was right under our noses. Crow Armbrust from the Jirai SEZ.
Oh, yeah. Vita was using some weird thing of hers to let you see what was going on, wasn't she?
He could see that too? So he literally just saw it like a cutscene, I guess. I knew he got to see, like, the whole occupation. I didn't know he got to see it to that extent.
So I guess you saw what happened there.
Yeah. Jirai was that special economic zone in the northwest you guys went to during our August field study, too.
Wait, which field study was this? I'm trying to remember. Oh, it was the,
So you ended up going back to your old hometown then?
Yeah, by pure coincidence. It's changed a lot since I was last there, so it was kind of surreal being back again. But it was nostalgic in its own way, too.
It's been bugging me for a long time now. What could have made you want to join a group of terrorists like the Imperial Liberation Front?
'Cause fuck that old man, Reen. Fuck him up the ass with the rusty chainsaw. Yes, Crow, I know you hate him, but I'm asking why.
What was it that made you hate Chancellor Osborn that much? Enough to take his life? Tell me, Crow, please.
It could influence my decision on whether or not I decide to join.
I want to know what it was that made you who you are now. What kind of place Jirai was, how you lived there, and what you were doing before you entered the academy and met Toa, Angelica, and George.
I just realized we haven't seen either of those three at all since the game started. We see them in the opening, but that's about it.
Where's the fun in prying into a guy's past? Save all that talk for your number one in class.
Number one.
Who's the lucky girl anyway? Elisa? Laura? Emma? Fee?
Oh, is this another...
And don't tell me it's Milliam, because, you know,
I'm serious, Crow. I really want to know.
No, Reen, but seriously, is Milliam your waifu, though? Like, I have to know, because it's 'cause she's a lolly, isn't it? No, dude, it's not even that. Like, she's like the second biggest Osborn fangirl on the planet. Right behind Claire. That's why I don't like her. You need to keep an eye on her, too.
Think of telling me your past as paying off the interest you owe on that 50 mira.
Well played, Reen. Well played.
Because until we know, we won't be able to move forward.
You're really serious.
Crow?
My past really isn't that big of a deal, you know. It's got nothing on yours, that's for sure. If you find yourself thinking that's all when I'm done, well, I warned you. So, you really want to know?
Yeah. Nothing you say will change my mind.
Backstory time, Crow. It's your turn.
It had a population of around 150,000 people, so it wasn't exactly a big place or anything. Because of that, the surrounding nations left it alone and let us live out our days in peace. We were pretty fortunate, all things considered. Until about 20 years ago. That was when the North Ambrian disaster struck, and much of the Principality of North Ambria was turned to salt.
Oh, the same shit that happened to Weissman.
And as a result, trade on the Northwest Shore was reduced to virtually nothing. Day after day, Jiraiya's prosperity started to fade away.
I assume that's what happened to Weissman, because I can't think of any other Trails events that involved that much fucking salt.
Still, it wasn't all bad. We had our fishing, our historic landmarks, our septium mines. We could make use of those to get trade going again, both to keep our state running and to help out North Ambria. In fact, the one who advocated that approach was the mayor, my grandfather. He was the last mayor Jiraiya City ever had.
Implying that he's dead.
He was a stubborn old bastard, but he had this wry sense of humor, and was well loved by everyone. I lost my mom and dad early, so he was also my only living relative. He taught me just about everything a guy could know. He was like a mom, dad, and your old master rolled into one, I guess.
I guess he too had a little bit of Roshi in him, because how else did Crow pick up his pervy ways?
Anyway, fast forward to 10 years ago. Out of nowhere, we received this proposal from the Erebonian government. They said they wanted to extend a railway line from Heimdall all the way to Jiraiya. We relied on the sea for trade before, but there wasn't any reason to believe we couldn't benefit from being connected to Heimdall by rail.
And y'all made a deal with the devil, I guess. It had some repercussions that you didn't think about.
The proposal drew overwhelming support from the city's council, and as a result, my grandfather was forced to accept. Within a year, the city had all of its old life back and then some. The streets were more bustling than ever. But keep in mind, this was the result of huge amounts of imperial capital flowing into the city. Land and buildings we once treasured were bought up left and right. Everything became a target for investment. People only cared about making money. Something similar supposedly happened in Crossbell too, but unlike there, no opposition existed in Jiraiya.
Yeah, Crossbell was at least way more wary of this kind of stuff. I guess it looks like Jiraiya was just eating this stuff up because they were, they were in a bad place.
My grandfather sensed something was off, and he tried what he could to get the situation under control.
And your grandfather was right.
Then one day, someone blew up the railway line leading to Jiraiya. Everyone demanded that it be repaired as quickly as possible. Everyone except the Imperial government. Instead, they panned our national security arrangements for being insufficient and threatened to withdraw all Imperial capital. The city was left in an uproar like we'd never seen. Shares plummeted, and with no one able to ascertain the culprit's identity, chaos reigned.
Watch it be the Imperial government themselves. They did it in frickin' I could just see it being like that. Plot twist.
That was when he showed up. Chancellor Gileath Osborne, in his third year as representative of the Imperial government, personally came to Jiraiya.
Man, look at this nasty ass place.
We then received a second proposal.
The restoration of the railway and its future security will be seen to by the Imperial Army. In return for our continued assistance in safekeeping, Jiraiya will come under the wing of our glorious empire.
Yeah, I could definitely see the Imperial government orchestrating something like this. They start the problem on purpose to get to this point. But I don't know, it could be something different, but I just have a hunch.
And attain even greater prosperity as a special economic zone.
The timing was too good to be true, really.
That's what I'm thinking.
Realizing this, my grandfather staunchly opposed the idea. He tried everything he could to convince the city's council to reject the offer. Unfortunately, once you taste the sweet fruit of prosperity, it's hard to want to go back. The council, made up of influential merchants and all their greed, jumped at the offer.
More Mira!
And tempted by the elimination of customs, together with the tax breaks from being an SEZ, many of the citizens did too. And during all that, they'd conveniently found a suspect behind the railway incident.
Grandpa?
My grandfather.
I fucking knew it. I'm a goddamn prophet.
He loved Jirai more than anyone, and up till then, its people loved him too. And yet, virtually overnight, he found himself facing the wrath of both the city's council and the citizens alike. Left with no choice, he resigned from his position as mayor, and Jirai formally became part of the empire. Both of these things happened on the same exact day. That was 8 years ago. Naturally, everyone knew my grandfather wasn't the one who did it.
Then why'd they give him shit for it? Well, I guess it was to... Well, like you said, they needed someone to be the bad guy.
They knew who was really responsible.
The Imperial government?
They just turned a blind eye to the truth. See? I warned you. Just your run-of-the-mill sob story.
I don't know what to say, Crow.
Is the emotional manipulation working, Reen?
What happened to him after that? Your grandfather.
Probably got a stroke or something. From all the fucking backlash. He was pretty old.
One day, he just up and died.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Once he resigned, the whole affair with the railway getting blown up was all but forgotten. He lived comfortably in retirement for about half a year, fell ill, and that was that.
I wouldn't be surprised if the added stress from, like, all that backlash had something to do with why he got sick. Like, he might have already had, like, one foot in the grave, but maybe he had a few years left and that event just kind of finished him up. You know what I mean?
He just lost the will to go on, I guess. Like I said, he was the only family I had.
Damn.
I mean, I had plenty of friends even then, but I chose to leave it all behind. I was 13 at the time.
Time for some revenge. That Chancellor's gonna get his.
I wandered the land, doing whatever I had to get by. That was when I met old Cayenne, who happily indulged my hatred for the Chancellor. And with his financial backing, I went out with the goal to find others who were just like me.
Crow, my boy, how would you like to become a full-time terrorist?
That was the beginning of the Imperial Liberation Front. Gideon, Scarlet, and Vulcan were among those I recruited. I'd also met Vita then. I only knew her as the woman who would often come to see Cayenne. She guided me to a place below the city of Ortis, and there slept the Azure Knight Ordine.
Yeah, Emma implied this back in Cold Steel 1 that Vita was probably the one who guided him to his Divine Knight. I guess that would also mean whatever trials he was there, she probably helped him with that. But I'm wondering too, does that mean that Vita, like the same way like all of Class 7 are like secondary contractors for Reen, does that mean like Vita is like Crow's secondary contractor for Ordine? And if that's the case, does that mean Vita also has the ability to chip in and use arts during Divine Knight battles like Reen can with Class 7? There's so many questions.
One after another, I overcame the same trials you did with your friends, but alone.
Oh, he was alone. Okay. I thought, oh, come on. She could have at least helped him. Like, come on.
And once I'd proven myself worthy, Ordine accepted me as his awakener.
She looks like she knows some real good magic. She could have helped him. Like, goddamn, you let him do it alone?
That was 3 years ago. I was 16.
But I guess that also, I mean, it makes sense considering how fucking powerful he is. Because when he was fighting as C, like, he was no joke. He managed to get himself to level 70 real fucking quick.
My preparations complete, I concealed my background and enrolled in a military academy near the capital. Everything I did for the sole purpose of taking the Chancellor's head.
Well, his head's gone now, so now what are you gonna do? Like, is that it? What are you gonna do once Erebonia gets returned to its former glory?
Come on now, what's with the face? You look sadder about all this than I do.
Yeah, I guess.
I swear. I'm not trying to tell you the Chancellor was evil or anything.
Yeah, but he's not a good person either, like...
What?
Still, there's no denying that he managed to outwit my grandfather.
Well, it's also, like, Crow's hatred for the Chancellor is very personal, because... in his eyes, the Chancellor is responsible for taking away the last of his family, essentially.
And he may have lost, but Pop's always loved a good gamble. It's thanks to him that I'm pretty good at chess, card games, that kind of stuff. I'd say it's fairly normal for a student to want to avenge his master's defeat, wouldn't you?
Maybe.
At the end of the day, there's no denying this country has problems, and the Chancellor's methods were making them worse. I studied those problems, worked out how to use the situation to my advantage, and then won the game with an all-or-nothing gamble. But when you think of how peaceful Jirai is now, I'd say I've got a duty to clear up the mess left behind by my game too, which means ending this war and restoring peace.
So with Crow, he doesn't really care as long as Jirai is okay. Because he never really had any... he never really lived in the Empire. Jirai wasn't part of the Empire, just got annexed onto it. So as long as Jirai is okay, he doesn't really give two shits about what happens in the Empire. Well, I mean, to an extent, because he's like, okay, if I caused the mess, I have to clean it up, but like... he doesn't really care about what the Noble Alliance is going to do with Erebonia after the fact, if that makes sense.
So it's only when that's done that my game is truly over. I don't want whatever your decision is to be influenced by my past, okay?
Crow, the head patting is my job!
Like Rufus said, you need to think long and hard about what it is you're fighting for. For you, more than anyone else.
Yeah, but Crow...
Anyway, I think I've stuck around here for long enough. You're gonna be treated as a visitor. Well, sort of. It's about time for the higher-ups to head back to Heimdall, so go ahead and pass the time however you want.
Does that mean we'll get to see what Heimdall looks like ever since the occupation? I didn't expect to see it this early. I kind of figured if Heimdall was like where their influence was the strongest, that might have been the final area, but maybe I could be wrong.
However I want. What else can I even do here?
Yeah, there's a bunch of books, you can read those, I guess. Or you can fucking write fanfics about what you're gonna do to Elise once you get her back. Crow, I will fucking murder you. You could have said literally any of the other girls, dude.
There'll be no guards outside your room, so if you want to try and escape, be my guest. Just keep in mind that some members of Ouroboros and Zephyr are on board too. Not to mention me, Scarlet, and Vulcan. So if you're up for a gamble of your own, get ready to take all of us on.
Yeah, this is definitely a lot like what happened in Sky SC.
Sounds fun.
Oh yeah, one more thing. There's this real cute visitor in the guest of honors room on the second floor.
It's Elise, isn't it?
I think she'd perk right up if she saw you, so why not go pay her a visit?
It's Elise and Alphine, probably.
Just don't go making your girl jealous, okay?
One of the two, at least.
I wonder who he means. He said she's in the guest of honors room.
He said, perk up as soon as she sees you. It's probably Elise. That's a lot of story events.
His name's Crow, not C.
They're probably used to calling him C, though.
how many members does the Imperial Liberation Front have left?
Not much, man. We took quite the ass whooping back in Crossbow.
10, give or take.
10? Holy shit.
We lost most of our members as soon as the war started kicking into gear.
Oh. Is that because the group's primary objective had been fulfilled?
Oh, as in they just ran off.
Basically, yeah. We all came from different backgrounds, but the one thing we had in common was that we hated that bastard's guts.
Can I get a fuck Chancellor Osborne?
So after he'd kicked it, most of the guys didn't really have any reason for sticking around.
Can't really say I blame them. If their objective was killing the Chancellor, like, why would they continue to put their necks on the line, you know, after the fact? I don't know.
Can't say I blame them for calling it quits.
Exactly.
And teaching those dumbasses in the provincial armies how to pilot soldats is a job worth doing, even if it's a pain. You're a funny kid. Being oddly nice to us after all the shit we caused, don't you think?
Yeah, Fee's always telling me I'm way too nice for my own good. And it's gonna be my downfall one day. Oh, Eustace tells me that too. And Milliam. And Gaius. And Emma. And Elisa. And Sarah. And pretty much everyone, actually.
He seemed kind of different, though. Like he'd lost his spark.
Well, he's probably kinda sorta relaxing now that Osborne's dead, so, well, I say dead in air quotes, cause, you know, Azure spoils the fact that he survives, but yeah, you know, they think he's dead. This is kinda like what you were doing with Class 7 back at the beginning of Cold Steel 1, just knocking on everyone's doors and talking to them.
There's no need to stand over there. Come and have a seat.
Yeah, I don't bite. Much.
I have to admit, the fragrance is like no tea I've ever had before. You're right, though. It makes sense if it's something Duke Cayenne personally chose.
Oh? I was under the impression that your family is a part of the nobility, too.
Yeah, but they're not like Cayenne level noble, you know? They're just sort of mid-noble. Mid-noble. I didn't know you guys had tiers. Oh yeah, Duke Alberea is just below Cayenne, and he's doing everything he can to one-up the motherfucker. You know, Scarlet was the only, like, Imperial Liberation Front member who we didn't get to hear her frickin' background, so I wonder if we get to hear that now.
You're wondering how someone like me became a terrorist?
Yeah, do tell.
It's written all over your face. Some things are best left unsaid, I think.
Damn it. Fuck.
It's not as if knowing would somehow allow you to change things.
Reen used to talk no jutsu.
I suppose.
You're so adorable, Reen. Now I know why C took a liking to you.
Can this guy stop pulling chicks for 5 minutes? Holy shit. Even the villains want his dick.
What do you say? How about you come and fight with me and the other big girls and boys? It'll be fun, I promise.
Please stop teasing me. Anyway, thank you for the tea.
No, please come back. You're too hot.
Where did you learn how to use that weapon of yours anyway? It's pretty unique.
It has something to do with frickin' Reese, or Rise, doesn't it?
Oh, that? I suppose it can't hurt to tell you. The holy city of Arteria.
The Arteria? Where the high seat of the Septian Church is?
I wonder if she was a Grouse Ritter, or a former one.
That's the one. It's called a Templar sword, and it's a traditional weapon in the church. A few years ago, I was studying to be a sister and was trained in how to use it there.
Oh, okay, so not quite one, but like training to be one.
There are more things in this world you don't know than you could possibly imagine.
Said Joaquin.
I'll give you the full story if you decide to join us. Sound fair?
They just giving this man incentives. First, it's free food. Then it's extra backstory. Class 7 might be appalled when Reen comes back off that ship.
She seemed to really hate the Chancellor.
They all do. Well, not all of them, but the terrorists definitely do. Terrorists and the nobles. The two former Jaegers are kind of indifferent, the Enforcers are indifferent, but like, yeah.
I wonder what she intends to do now that he's gone.
Just live life, I guess. Mr. Blue Blonde.
Good day to you, Reen Schwarzer.
What the? You're the Phantom Thief!
Yes, you've seen him like 3 times now.
And I am of the firm belief that it's wasteful not to take advantage of the opportunities life presents you.
This man's having a little too much fun throughout this whole story, I'm just saying.
Ah, and speaking of opportunities, don't just stand there. Take a seat and join me in having a drink. You've been blessed with the rare chance to sit and chat one-on-one with the most beloved thief of our time.
Beloved might be kind of a stretch, dude.
I can't believe that's how you describe yourself. Well, what the hell? I'll have a drink. Nothing alcoholic, though.
Oh, come now. You are in the stronghold of the main villain of this game. Nobody's going to notice if you take a little bit of alcohol. Your parents don't have to know. Sarah doesn't have to know. Sarah would probably be proud of you, to be honest.
Funny. I didn't realize you'd met Prince Olivert.
Oh yeah, back in Sky. He claimed Olivier as his rival. Olivert, whatever. You know who I'm talking about.
Ha! Indeed. There are few even among royals whose palate is so refined as his. Between our shared love of beauty and fundamental difference of opinion on the nature of love, he forever remains an endless source of entertainment for me.
I suddenly feel very sorry for him.
And that's saying something.
What happened down in Liberl sounds pretty amazing, though. I'd heard there were problems with orbital technology in southern Erebonia at the time, but I had no idea that was why.
Ha ha! That magnificent floating city was quite the sight to behold, let me tell you. Oh, how I wish I could have shown it to you.
You know, the deeper I go into these games, the more I think it really isn't that good of an idea to play Cold Steel 1 and 2 before Sky.
It would have changed your view of the world completely.
It really does sound amazing. Wait, why am I sitting here having a friendly discussion with a wanted criminal?
You've already spoken to 2 terrorists. I mean, what do you got to lose?
He has so many interesting and unusual stories, I got completely caught up listening to them.
Ha ha! A thief of my caliber can steal much more than objects, Reen.
Wait, 3 terrorists, because he spoke to Crow too.
There. I was able to steal much of your time and your interest. Perhaps I stole your heart as well?
Oh, fuck you. Yes, I do have a harem, but you're not on the list. Oh, this one's just open. She forgot to lock the door.
Having to travel to and from Crossbell like this is utterly exhausting. No, I mustn't complain. I'm doing this for the sake of my lord.
To and from Crossbell. I'm trying to line up the timeline again. Is this... So we must be past Stargazer's tower now. Right? I would assume so. Special support section and their allies are probably gearing up to go take back Crossbell right around now.
She sounds awfully familiar.
Who goes there?
You forgot to lock the door.
Wait, you're the Ashen Knight's pilot.
That's the unfriendliest welcome we've gotten, like, since we've come on this ship.
You and that Arcade are only as bad as each other, I swear. Learn your place!
I want to know what her beef with Laura is.
Actually, I just walked through the door normally.
Or, well, rather, I guess her family, not just Laura herself.
I should have probably knocked before I came in, though. Sorry about that.
So, now that we're understood, what do you want?
I'm just going to assume you pushed him out of the room before you decided to change into your armor.
Have you come to tell me that you'll be fighting on our side after all?
Can you not jump to conclusions? Besides, it's not like you're working with the Alliance because you agree with what they're doing.
Oh, naturally. Lady Clotilde seems to have a purpose of her own, but for my part, I have no obligation to help the Alliance whatsoever. I'm simply cooperating because I was told doing so was necessary to the plan.
That's it? It's literally just Duvally, go help these losers out. Okay!
Plan? I'm not sure what she's getting at. Just so we're clear, that lord you keep mentioning isn't Vita Clotilde, is it?
No, it's probably Arian Rod.
No. She may be an Anguis like her, but my lord is the 7th, not the 2nd. She is the leader of the Stahlritter, the great light which guides us.
Oh my god.
Gallant yet beautiful, proud yet merciful. She's the strongest knight of all, and oh, she's simply divine.
I was right on the money when I called them simps.
Well, you've made it clear how great you think she is. So the head of the Stahlritter is also a woman?
You don't have a problem with that, do you?
She certainly is.
Even McBurn thinks twice before crossing her, albeit they're still pretty damn close in strength, but you know.
And if you must know, 100 swordsmen of your strength couldn't hope to equal her.
You want to test it? Clone me 100 times and pit us against her. And let's see what happens.
No, 1,000, even 10,000 of you wouldn't be able to so much as scratch her.
Let's do it, let's test it.
Okay, I get it. She's strong. Still, if she's a woman who could be described as the strongest knight of all, Laura already noticed the similarity between the Eisenritter and Stahlritter, but she really does sound like Saint Sandlot.
I see I've got you thinking. Incidentally, I may have already mentioned her title, but one can never share my lord's glory too many times.
Oh my god, she is just standing this bitch. I am also the head of her PR campaign.
She's known as the Steel Maiden.
The Steel Maiden, huh?
And with that, I believe that's enough idle chatter.
Now get the fuck out! You're standing on top of my Arian Rod body pillow!
If you didn't come to tell me that you'll be fighting on our side, then we remain enemies. As such, we shouldn't be standing here being friendly with one another.
All the other villains were okay with doing that.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Sorry for bothering you. Actually, there was one more thing I wanted to ask. You're not an enforcer like Blue Blanc or Sharon, right? Is there any reason for that?
You just had to ask. Enforcers are selected by the society's leader, the Grand Master.
Yeah, I do wonder, because apparently Stahlritter are close to enforcers in terms of power, but like, I do wonder what gave the Grandmaster. Was the Stahlritter Arian Rod's idea or the Grandmaster's idea?
And in order to be selected as one and given a number, that person needs to be burdened by some kind of darkness. But just so we're clear, there is no correlation between having a number and one's strength, alright? I'm quite strong.
I didn't say you weren't. But it makes perfect sense. You don't strike me as someone who's carrying any kind of darkness with you. You're refreshingly sincere. Like someone who hates anything that strays from the path of righteousness.
You'd fit right in with Kingdom Hearts.
It's empty. Weird. I could have sworn I sensed someone in here.
What the hell?
Oh.
Oh, it's probably Altina.
Looking at her lying down like this, she really is just a child. Maybe 12 or 13? Somewhere close to Milliam's age. How did a kid like this end up fighting with the Alliance?
Might be a robot. I'm still holding on to that theory.
Situation assessed.
Defense mode activate!
Location is a room inside the guest area of the Pentagram. 9 hours have passed since initial loss of consciousness.
Loss of consciousness. Who fought? I think Altina was with the two, frickin' Zeno and Leo.
Guess she's sleeping comfortably enough here. Then again, she needs it at her age. She's got plenty of growing left. Wait.
Huh?
Good morning?
Defense mode activate.
Green Schwarzer, why are you here? Unless my memories have been tampered with, I believe this room was solely allocated to me.
Oh, it was. Sorry. If I'd known you were sleeping, I wouldn't have come in here.
So you're an intruder then? Clown Soleus.
Motherfucker's gonna escort you out the room. By force.
No, it was just an innocent mistake. Whoa, can we at least talk about this?
No mercy for trespassers.
Damn.
Had you any intention of harming me, Clown Soleus would have attacked you. That he didn't proves your innocence.
Did he not just punch him? You lying ass piece of scrap metal.
You abducted my sister and the princess. Whether you were ordered to or not doesn't change that.
And make no mistake, I will tear you limb from limb if it means getting my sister back. And the princess, but mostly my sister. I am calculating whether you have the physical capability to tear me limb from limb. Scanning. Scanning. Oh my god, wait, what the fuck is that thing slumbering inside of you? Holy shit! Yes, if that thing comes out, then yes, you probably would be able to do that.
But I do know that you didn't abduct them of your own free will.
Exactly, I was just doing my job.
Anyway, with that said, I'll be going. Maybe we'll have a chance to talk again sometime.
The Black Workshop.
Black Workshop? Of course Black Million was made in the Black Workshop.
What?
I sense a theme. Your head pad evolved into frickin' scraping the side of people's faces.
Incidentally, did you have any untoward motives behind what you just did?
Oh no, I do that to everyone.
I can sense someone inside. What the?
Probably McBurn if that happened. McBurn gave him heartburn.
Huh?
Oh, so we can also spontaneously create magical flames.
There's no trick to it. I'm not using an ornament, it's not magic.
Wait, it's not?
And I'm not using an artifact either.
It's usually one of those three.
I just will fire to appear, and it does.
That's basically magic, bro.
So it's just a totally unnatural ability.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
So we've got ornaments, artifacts, actual magic, add frickin' mutant powers to that list of shit too, I guess.
Something that just gives you results, without the processes you'd usually have to go through to obtain them. You've got one too, right?
Mean-reen.
Something foreign, unnatural, mixed into their body itself. Different to the church's stigmas.
Oh yeah, church stigmas, I forgot about that too.
So how much of you is unnatural?
Probably all of them.
Me? All of me.
Knew it! I'm a goddamn prophet!
We're Jaegers. Nothing unusual about us trying to cut some throats one day that's sitting in a bar with the same guys the next.
Of course, if you would rather fight with us, that can be arranged.
I think he'll pass.
I shall have to politely decline.
Exactly.
For one thing, I don't think I'd stand the slightest chance of taking you two down.
Hey now, no need to be so pessimistic.
No, he's right.
He seems to think pretty highly of you. Have a little more faith in yourself.
At the very least, you'd be able to give us a real fight in your divine night.
Oh, if he's using Valimar, then yeah, that might even things out a bit.
Not that I'd have any intention of losing even then.
The scary thing is, pretty sure he's dead serious.
And he could probably pull it off, too.
Ranking 72nd for the year in an academy full of big shot students ain't half bad. Brings a tear to my eye to see our little Fee putting her heart into her education.
And don't forget, she was the youngest of her classmates, too. The boss was right when he said that she can do anything she puts her mind to.
You got that right. Maybe joining the gardening club will make her a bit more ladylike, too. Oh, who am I kidding?
She's still young. She has plenty of time to develop on that front if she so pleases.
They really seem to adore her, like two proud parents talking about their child.
So why did they ditch her?
And yet... If you don't mind me asking, why did you leave Fee behind?
Million Mira question.
After your boss was killed in a battle with his sworn enemy, I mean.
Oh, Fee told you about that. It sounds like you're closer to her than I thought you were.
I trust this is simply me being paranoid. But you haven't tried making any moves on her, have you?
Oh, about that. Alright, nobody told this guy about what happened back in Cold Steel 1. That never happened. Kia changed the timeline and it was someone else instead.
We had our reasons. Let's leave it at that. I know you want to know, but you're not the one we should be telling that to.
We'll be sure to tell Fee our reasons in due time. Until then, leave the issue be.
This guy has such a calming voice. Until then, leave the issue be.
Returning to the matter at hand, you're sure you haven't tried to make any moves on her?
This man wants another boss fight so bad.
Come on, spit it out.
They really are like two overprotective fathers.
Bro got a genocide reign with our name on it.
I was hoping to get a bit more out of them about what Zephyr is up to. All we did was talk about Fee the whole time.
Fee be doing that. She be dominating every conversation that even remotely is related to her. So it wasn't Elise, it was Alphen. But then that begs the question, where's Elise then?
Simply being able to see you again is more than I could have hoped for.
You must have been really lonely.
Seriously! Like, they couldn't even have kept us together, they split us up! Who was I supposed to talk to? Didn't want to talk to none of these weirdos.
What do you plan to do now? I presume you don't intend to actually do whatever Duke Cayenne tells you to.
Probably not.
Well... I'm really not sure what to do.
You mean you're thinking about it? That is so... I mean, that is kind of Reen of you, but like... Joining the Noble Alliance is definitely not very Reen of you, at the same time.
And then Elise is imprisoned somewhere too, being forced to do who knows what. I have to act somehow to change things.
That wasn't your fault, Reen.
Ever since I was taken in by my family all those years ago, I've tried to be a brother figure to her. I became the person I am today because of them.
But instead, that stupid bitch ended up falling in love with me.
They've always loved me like they would a real son, and she's always treated me like a real older brother.
She's treating you like more than just a brother, Reen, but you ain't ready for that conversation yet.
And that was when I swore, deep within my heart, no matter what happened, no matter what I had to do, I would always protect her.
I feel so bad for Elisa's future boyfriend. Cause he's gonna have this motherfucker on his ass.
But better to realize late than never, I suppose.
Wait, what the hell is this?
Because now I finally feel like I'm ready. As long as I keep that fact in mind, I won't lose control again.
What? Reen has attained a new state of mind. He is now ready to use a new craft, Spirit Unification, when the time comes.
Are you alright?
Okay, Reen. I'm gonna go ask them what the hell they put inside of that tea.
I'm fine. And I've got you to thank for that. Forget honorary. You sounded just like my real sister for a minute. So, thank you. think it's time we get going. I wouldn't want to keep my classmates waiting any longer than I already have.
A pity, but you're right.
They're not gonna be happy when they hear this man's decision.
I was rather hoping we could stay like this a little while longer. But I suppose all good things have to come to an end. Take care of yourself, Reen. I'll leave Elisa's rescue to you. No matter what it takes, please. Why are you shaking your head?
I said it's time we get going, didn't I?
Oh, he's gonna bust her out with him.
There's no way I'm leaving my sister's best friend imprisoned in a place like this. I will get the two of us off this ship, so stay close to me.
Right!
Oh, this is the best day of my life. I get to see Reen again, and we get to bust out of here. Fuck yeah! Princess Alphen joined the party. Probably as a guest, I would assume.
I never imagined I'd be running away from here with you at my side. Elise is going to be so envious.
She really will be, unless something similar happens when we find her.
Anyway, let's get going.
Oh no, she's like playable. I thought she was gonna be kind of like Anton or like, you know, in the back, but, you know, not like in battle, but like, she's playable. She has no weapon though. Okay. Fair enough. Does she at least? Okay. She can at least use arts. And she's got a single line. Okay.
It's going to be all dark inside, and probably filthy too.
Your ass will make it worth it. What? Nothing.
Alright, how about I go first? I'm smaller than you after all.
Oh, never mind. This is gonna go the other way.
No, definitely not.
A wise former Jaeger once said, I spy with my little eyes the goods.
It feels like the closest thing we have to someone ordinary around here is that kid. It's pretty nerve-wracking having to be around them all.
I just wish I could get to see Princess Alphen in person.
Oh.
Well, shit. It's the fucking weeb and... Hey, he's trying to bust out with the princess. What the fuck?
What?
Too late. Now's our chance. Let's get him. Let's move.
Let's see this new craft. Oh. I don't have it. Okay, never mind. Alright, we'll do this the old-fashioned way. Oh. Okay, Reen dies, it's game over.
Now's our chance. Let's get him. Here I go.
Okay, I can at least link. Although she can't attack, so I'm not sure what good linking will do. You know, if I lose this, I'm just gonna put on the faint protection. There we go.
Okay, it's safe for now.
Oh, they're strong.
Nope, we just spammed S-crafts. Increases offensive arts damage, but also raises EP consumed. Okay. That was what I had equipped on Emma in the last game. Hold on, the dog survived?
Sorry, everyone.
On the name Arner, I won't fail.
Shit.
So sorry.
I think that's the first time the fight's technically been a draw.
I couldn't agree more with his belief that love is the truest form of beauty, however.
Really now?
They're actually hitting it off.
If this actually convinces him to step aside, I will be thoroughly impressed.
I think that's enough messing around for one day.
Oh.
You're an enforcer, Blue Blanc. Take your work seriously and behave!
She's so uptight.
Ha ha! I think the number of enforcers who take things seriously are in the minority, I'm afraid.
I mean, look at Sharon. She's an enforcer and she's literally working for the enemy.
Still, you're right about us having played around for long enough. I find the many mysteries surrounding you fascinating, but there's a certain appeal to them remaining forever unsolved, too.
You may think yourself a swordsman, but allow me to show you how little you truly know.
Okay, Miss I Beat Louve, sure.
Are you sure you can do this?
I'll be fine. Don't worry about me. The gap in skill between us is small enough that I should be able to force our way through.
Oh?
Small? The difference in our strength is like night and day, you boor! And if you're foolish enough to be unable to see that, then allow me to make you realize your folly and pay for your arrogance.
The one being foolish and arrogant is you.
Oh, shots fired. Wait.
Hold on a minute, wait, I was joking, hold on, you don't gotta do that, wait a minute, let's talk about this, wait.
My.
Rean?
I owe me being able to do this to you, Your Highness. You and Elise. Now, everyone who's done anything to aid us in coming this far deserves thanks.
No Exceed?
What's happened to him?
Could this be your ogre power?
8 leaves, 1 blade school, intermediate level. I, Rean Schwarzer, will be your opponent.
I will enjoy this.
This is his ogre power?
Here I go.
That did chip damage, what the fuck?
Okay, they're actually kicking his ass.
My turn.
I see the crit, though.
Gather on my blade.
Oh, he doesn't have the purple version of that thing anymore. Oh well.
How can this be happening? What is he?
He just S-crafted us and our frickin' HP got cut in half! Is this the power of the S-craft cheese?
Splendid! Simply splendid! So you finally conquered your power and made it your own, did you? You continue to fascinate me, Rean.
So does this mean we can just use the mean Rean form whenever we want?
Rean,
Forgive me, Your Highness.
what for?
Goodness!
He can even jump higher! He can probably jump higher than me! Oh, fuck!
Wait just a damn minute!
Whoa, what's going on here?
I don't know, but I don't think it's worth us chasing after them.
Damn, they were just like, fuck it. Just let him go.
We'll make our way directly to the deck. Are you alright, Your Highness?
Yes, perfectly! My heart just feels as if it's about to burst.
That doesn't sound very fine.
Come on, is now really the time to be flirting with each other?
Well, at least they now know it wasn't Fee he was hitting on.
You're here too.
You got some real guts, kiddo. But you ain't getting past us.
Zephyr's guard shall not be easily broken.
He's like, who said anything about fighting?
Looks like he's picked up a few tricks from our fee.
The targets have broken our line of defense. Commencing pursuit.
Then stop talking and start chasing! God damn it, Leo, why do you gotta be so formal with everything?
Targets in sight, commencing capture.
Not this time.
My suspicions outlining you as an indecent person seem to have been confirmed.
Can you not make me out to be some kind of pervert all the time, please?
Target lost. I may have underestimated you, Rean Schwarzer.
I will not be so merciful next time. I now have your white-haired mean form analyzed.
You finally mastered that power you got, huh? Still, you're one busy guy, you know that? One minute you're down in the dumps, the next, you've got one of the cutest girls in the country cheering you up.
No, but seriously, dude, lend me some of your Riz. Holy shit. You can't keep getting away with this.
Well, I can't deny it. But she wasn't the only one. There was my sister, our classmates, and even you, in a sense.
Come on.
Can't say I'm not curious to see what that power of yours can do. But I think you get priority here, right?
Yeah, let me have this one.
Uh-oh.
Your Highness, if you don't mind.
He wants that Heimdall rematch. Not Heimdall, Heimdall was their first battle. He wants that Ruhr rematch.
Alright.
This is your first time fighting me without the mask on, I think. With our Divine Knights, I come out on top. But let's see who wins when it's just the two of us.
Sounds good to me. You managed to win against 3 of us at once in the catacombs below Heimdall. It's just you and me now. And this time, I'll be the victor.
Go ahead and try. Alright, you ready, Rean?
Let's move!
Well, we got the critical, so you know what that means.
Gather on my blade! Let's move!
You thought you were getting that critical, Crow.
Gather on my blade!
So he really is just a little bitch without his mech, huh?
I sure wasn't expecting you to beat me one-on-one.
You fought pretty well yourself. It couldn't have been easy to last as long as you did against me like this.
Your Highness, get the Tums!
Why did this have to happen now?
Guess your luck ran out.
We finally caught up to you.
Uh-oh.
Look sharp.
Huh? Oh, it's the frickin'...
The Crimson Wings?
Yep. That's actually very good timing. Olivier? Oh, no. But I mean, they're definitely welcome for help, sure.
What are you all...
Sorry for the wait, Rean.
Yo, we're here to save the day.
Yo, we're here to save the day. That's right. More screen time for me.
Here it comes again.
Oh shit, Laura's dead too.
Your lordship.
Yeah, never mind. That group of villains is absolutely screwed.
Uncle Victor!
It's good to see you again, Rain. And it relieves me to see you're none the worse for wear, Your Highness.
Ugh! The Radiant Blade Master is here too?
Huh. Wow. You're strong. Very strong.
That's quite the nod, coming from the blazing demon himself. I can see now why you're considered one of the fiercest in Ouroboros, and why some even claim you to be the Steel Maiden's equal.
Well, I know who I'm gonna be
Don't you go forgetting about us now.
Oh, and the rest of Class
You all
7
here too?
just pops up.
Are you okay, Reen?
Looks like we've landed in the middle of something pretty crazy.
And not a moment too soon.
You came!
Glad to see you're all right. You certainly seem to have kept yourself busy. Enjoying your scandalous elopement with Reen, are you?
Oh god, he ships them.
He gave me the time of my life.
And she's playing into it.
You guys were having that much fun, huh?
And with our princess, Reen?
To think we were so worried about you.
You're not supposed to take it literally.
So this is what you threw me out of Valimar for? Doesn't look very fun.
She's still salty about that.
Sure wasn't expecting all of you to show up, though. How are we even gonna settle this?
By beating the shit out of each other.
That is the question, isn't it?
I'd roughly estimate both sides to be of equal strength.
Yeah? So we'd probably just end up at a stalemate, huh?
Well, doesn't sound like much fun at all. Let's say we just forego the fighting and have ourselves a party instead.
I like that idea.
Ha ha ha! I could never turn down a party!
See, even he agrees.
That sounds simply wonderful.
I'll bring the booze.
Ah! No, no, no! Can't one of you take this a little more seriously?
This is getting us nowhere.
Oh, I kind of forgot Vita existed for a second there.
Look who decided to show up.
Krianos! Vita! Welcome aboard the Pantagruel, Emma. Your overall ability as a witch might still be lacking, but that transportation spell was exceptional. I must apologize for the untimely intrusion.
Yeah, forgive me for asking, but what the fuck do y'all think you're doing? I leave you guys alone for 2 hours and this is what happens? Behave yourselves!
As displeased as a few of you might be by the idea, I think it best if we let one another peacefully go our separate ways this time. I'll be the one who bears the brunt of Duke Cayenne's anger.
Wait, she might be playing us again.
Vita.
Well, catch you later, Phantom Thief.
Or not. You do know that no one likes your stupid pranks, right?
Tut tut! There's no need to be so harsh.
Silence, drunkard!
Next time we meet, Radiant Blade Master and his daughter, it will be to battle.
No, but for real, what is her beef with Laura's family?
Well, I certainly have no objection to that.
You seem to bear some manner of ill will against my household. I don't know your reasons, but should we be granted the opportunity, I would gladly settle things with you in battle.
She could barely beat Luve and she thinks she's a match for Laura's dad.
2 days ago, I got a call out of nowhere on my Arcus. They gave me this crazy amount of detail on exactly where to find you, then they just hung up. Didn't even say who they were.
Oh, now that you mention it, he does have the same voice as that mystery caller. I did think he sounded familiar. It must have been because I'd heard it during your concert at the festival.
Damn, looks like the jig is up.
I'm pretty sure Duke Cayenne is not gonna like that.
You really did that?
Oh, Crow, there's no shame in admitting that you care, you know.
He didn't like hearing that at all.
And if I might be so bold as to offer a word of advice, get Valimar a better sword, one like yours. If you think you're such hot stuff you can beat me without your 8 leaves training, you're in for a world of hurt.
Correct choice of armaments is indeed paramount.
Even Valimar agrees. He's like, dude, get me a better sword. Seriously. Fuck the shitty sold-out sword. Why didn't Emma just teleport the rest of them with...
They just jumped off the ship!
Oh no, the airship's gonna catch them. Emma could have just teleported them too, like, come on.
Courageous! Full speed ahead!
Commence retreat from this airspace.
Well, I guess that wraps up the intermission, so you guys know what to do. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, sub to the channel if you haven't already. Otherwise, Altina will send an anonymous message to the rest of Class 7 about all of Reen's indecent escapades, and you don't want that now, do you? I'll see you all next time. Oh, wait, special thanks to all channel members for your continued support. It's much appreciated, and now I will see you all next time.